When I was a child, I had a series of dreams about a pink beluga whale that lived in a swimming pool. And I had these over a number of years, and then they just stopped. And a few years ago, I started having dreams again, but this time about killer whales out of the blue for no reason. And so I started researching killer whales. My name is Leah Abramson, and my project is called Songs for a Lost Pod.
Decked out like
I discovered a lot, especially about the northern resident orcas who live on the Pacific coast here. I was looking up specifically this one pod who'd had a lot of capture history. So in the 60s and 70s, it was very lucrative to capture whales for marine parks. They were taken, a lot of them died in the process of capture. And so as I was reading about this, I also thought about my own family history. My grandparents were Holocaust survivors and their entire families died. And my mother has really no family. And was thinking a lot about what it's like to lose family and to really kind of have this whole part of your family that's just gone, like the orcas. And so I really related to them in that way. I sort of staked out the beach for a while. I would go every morning. One morning I missed them by like half an hour and I was so disappointed. So, the next morning I was there at 5:30 a.m. And it took about 2 weeks. And they swim towards the beach and they kind of sink themselves. They let all the air out of their lungs, sink themselves and hit the rocks. And they do make sounds while they do this, and they also are coming up to breathe. And so I got really good recordings of their breath and these poof kind of sounds. I did want to include the raw materials of the sounds within the music.
Charge the hill, caterpillars, bulldozers.
I felt like as I was writing the songs, which most of them are from a whale's point of view, I felt like a lot of the things I was learning about whales ended up in the songs but wouldn't necessarily be recognizable. For instance, dolphins can count. Or if you don't know about the migrant crisis, how are you interpreting that song? Are you really understanding? And then I thought of a friend of mine, and he's an excellent comic artist, Taylor Brown Evans. And I asked if he might be willing to do some drawings and make it into a comic book. And I felt like that would be a really approachable way to learn about some of the things behind the songs. The project for me was actually very healing. My grief for the environment, which is very palpable at times, would often mirror my grief for my family. And just to kind of stand and be able to kind of hold those things and be okay with their weight.